Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I say a lot, sorry. In this video, we are going to be going over skills. There are a bunch of skills in here that do unique things, and they pretty much have them all defaulted in here. So, how did we get here? We went to the data. You can open a map. I always like to have a map open and then go to database. It just has more displayed. So database, you can start in the players. We are going to go over 2 skills. Let's go through each one of these one by one. We have ambush. User attacks first in all battles. And you can put an activation rate on here. It could be based on your stats, HP drop rate. Oh, so if you're less than 50% health, then this will activate. That's cool. What if I chose strength? Coefficient. Don't know how that works, but yeah. So I guess this could be used if you want to have enemy counter, or if you already have counters in your game, it'll cause them to attack before the person choosing to attack. Okay, duel. Fixed probability to attack consecutively. So you can make it so they can attack more than twice. I have used this in my game. I have an enemy that the longer the battle goes, the more attacks they get. Revenge. Activate critical hits during counterattacks. So if someone attacks you and counterattacks are on, they will crit when they counterattack. That's interesting. Absorption. Fixed probability to recover hit points equal to the damage done. So you can mess with your activation rate. Now this ability used to only heal for the amount of damage done. I actually contacted the creator of SRPG Studio because I wanted it so, let's say I want to heal for 40% of the damage done. Well, you can now go down here and activate and change the actual rate. Can you go above 100? No. You can't go above 100, but you can do that with abilities. So if you want to go over, I have spiders that attack and they heal for 200% of the damage they deal. They're blood spiders. But that's a nice skill that you can have to make things easier. Sniper. Fixed probability for attack to always hit. That's fine. You can make it so they always hit. Skill effects. You can make it so they ignore defense. That can be huge. You can make it effective. Now, in this game, I don't know if it's the way it is in Fire Emblem, but effective damage. Oh, that's just some spam. Effective damage didn't work the way I wanted it to work, so I believe if something is effective, let's say you wanted to do 50% extra damage, it takes your strength stat, multiplies it by 150%, and then puts it against their resistance stat. The way I wanted it to work was to take your strength stat, subtract their defense stat, and then multiply by the extra 50%. But that's not the way this game works. So I'm going to have to do a workaround for the weapons that I want that to do work with. Reduce HP to 1 and finish. I guess that's instant death? I don't know. Poison attack is basically you are adding a state to the enemy whenever you attack. Barrier, this one I use a lot. So it has a 100% chance, or you can change the probability that this will activate. But what it does is you can choose weapon types and then have it reduce a certain percentage of the damage from that weapon type. So if you have swords and this guy is good against swords, you can make it so that you will only take 50% of the actual damage they're going to do from swords. Sort of like what I wanted effective damage to do, but the opposite. You are defending this instead of dealing the extra damage. Survive, I also use this one. Fixed probability to survive attacks, and this says you can survive with 1 hit point, or you can make it so you avoid the entire attack. I use the survive with 1 hit point. I have used that in many different situations. Not many, but probably like 3. Which allowed me to make characters very unique. Pursuit enables consecutive attacks if quicker than the enemy. I think this is another Fire Emblem typical skill. Hello? Yeah, more spam. I don't know why they're calling me during the video. Critical enables critical hits. I guess you just automatically crit. Don't know. Disable critical, so you can make it so you are not hit by criticals or effective damage. Activation skills. Break attack by half. Break seal attacks. Yep. So it's not just disable critical. That's why I'm going through these abilities, because I want to show you what you're able to do with them. Unlimited weapons. Weapon durability does not decrease. I don't use weapon durability. Halves monsters attack, if that's what you want to do. Counterattack. This is what I was saying. You can attach it to a skill. I wonder why the icon's not there. That's odd. Blessing. This one's nice. It allows you to recover hit points each turn. I originally used this, but then I decided to make this happen through states as opposed to a skill. Talent. Doubles obtained experience, and you can, I guess, change the rate quite a bit. Discount makes it so you can buy items cheaper. I'm not using that. Charisma. This one is interesting. Increases the hit rate of all units. So this is basically like an aura. This increases the stats of units around the unit that has the skill. I don't know if it affects the actual unit. Now, what can we change in here? You can make it so it affects the entire map, or you can specify, or you can make it so it only works on yourself, which I don't know, why wouldn't you just increase your own stats? But I use it specify. I personally made it 5. I made it so people around this had 2 extra strength, or I guess power in this case, 2 defense. I wonder if that works for resistance too, considering this is saying power and this is saying defense. I want to look into that. You can increase hit, avoid, crit, and crit avoid. Since they're using different language than they normally do for their statistics or parameters, I wonder if it does work for resistance and defense. Okay, I want to cancel out of that. Just got a few more here. Speed up. You can increase stats through a skill. I don't really know why you'd want to do this. The only thing I can think of is that if you have this skill, these do not stack. Yeah, I don't even really... I figured maybe you'd want to override one with the other, but it doesn't really work that way. Steal. I guess you can steal an item. Oh, command name. That one I never really used. Guts is just your basic dance or sing skill from Fire Emblem, and it gives the person another turn. One target or surroundings. Oh, you can do surroundings. That's interesting. Unlock if you're going to have chests that are locked. Looting. Captures an enemy and steals its items. I don't know what it means by captures an enemy, but never used it. Transform. Changes into a skeleton. I guess you have the ability to transform into another class. And you can make it so that class is stronger, it has extra stats. Didn't know that existed, but it could be useful at some point. Use leftover movement. I guess if you attack an enemy and you only move 3 spaces when you can move 5, you'll get to be able to move that extra 2 spaces. Oh wait, this is Guts. Grants a waiting unit another... Okay. So that is your dance or sing skill from Fire Emblem, where you grant another unit the ability to move again or act again. And this gives you a certain percentage chance to gain an extra turn. And you can change that? Yeah, sounds a little overpowered, but there's situations where it could be interesting. Okay, that's it for skills. In many ways, in some ways they work similar to states, and you can generally do things with states better than you can skills, but these allow for some unique things, especially the lifesteal, if you just want that working on regular attacks. Otherwise you have to have it, you have to use the plugin that I use for having states work, which opens up a lot of options. I will show that in the future, but in terms of skills, how do you give someone a skill? Pretty easy. You go to that player, and right here you got optional skills, and you just check off which ones you want to give them. Let's say I want my archer to attack twice. I can give him duel. Now she'll attack twice every time she does a basic attack. And same things for enemies. You go to enemies, and they have the same optional skills. That's it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.